Here at Zabeel Stables, they're often at the forefront of new technology, and it doesn't come much newer than this. This is the world's first whole-body cryotherapy cabin for horses, and they're not testing it out on any old horse. This is none other than Maiden track record holder Raven's Corner. He was one of the first horses to test it out, and I'm keen to find out a little bit more about what it actually does and what the benefit is for horses like him.
I'm out in the cold, body and soul. There's nowhere to go. I'm out in the cold.
This equipment is very safe, well tried on humans to start with, and to how I got interested in this was when Richard Mullen, our jockey here, he had quite a spill at the gates with Raven's Corner. He flipped in the closed gates. Richard was very lucky not to break any bones, but he was well shaken, very sore, body sore. And fifth day, he was riding. So I called him to the office. I said, Richard, aren't you sore or anything? He says, no, I went to a cryo machine. I said, tell me about this cryo machine. And he explained to me, it's a 3-minute treatment, and he'd been, between those 5 days, he'd been there 3 or 4 times. And I said, you feel 100%? He said, yeah. And it just so happened, a friend of mine, Christian Peterson, he mentioned that this idea about this cryo machine. And I said, horses, you know how big they are, how safety factors and everything are involved. He says, we'll work. I loved his confidence. They manufactured the machine in Europe and shipped it here and installed it here on trial basis. And so it was 4 months ago. I was very hesitant, very nervous to try my horses here, and we did. And I tell you what, it was very calming for the horses. As you've seen, this one and the one before him, they enjoy it. Now the results, what I've seen at the stables, no negatives, I think only positives, because I look at the bloods and everything. They've been off season, so I can't really say it with authority that we have something proven yet. But now comes the test from the next race meets onwards. A lot of the horses are going to be in here. They've done the full treatment. They go racing. After racing, how they take the racing, how they need to recover. And personally, I think this will be a great recovery for the horses.
Horses spend around 8 minutes in the cabin. Jockeys, by comparison, would only be able to manage around 3. We found out more about how it actually works from General Manager Luca.
The cryotherapy as a treatment is a non-invasive treatment. Uses extreme cold for a short period of time. So the temperature goes to minus 140 degrees Celsius. Exposure time is 6 to 8 minutes. And then what that does, it basically in return speeds up metabolism, speeds up muscle recovery, reduce downtime due to inflammation, injury, and just basically normalizes the general state of the body.
What makes it cold?
A simple application, liquid nitrogen at a very, very low temperature, mixing with air and pushing it inside the cabin where the horse stands.
The future of racehorse recovery? Only time will tell. But at the moment, at least Zabeel can boast a world first.